Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you're probably wondering, girl, where have you been the past week? I put one video up last week, but other than that one video, I put nothing else up. So if I'm late getting to certain topics like this one, this is why. So the reason why I didn't have multiple videos up like I usually do during the week is because I thought I was going into labor twice. I talked about it on Twitter very briefly. I didn't mention what had happened or anything like that because really it's not important. It was a scary time, and what it ended up being is basically it was about me just being a noob at being pregnant, because I feel like I'm so much more aware of every little thing that my body is doing or that it hasn't done before especially. And so I was just by myself at the house as per usual, and I felt some very strange things happening. And so I was like, you know what, this must be what a contraction feels like, because it hurt. I haven't lost my plug or anything. There has been no water breaking, and that was the first two things I was asked when I called the doctor, and she's like, you know what, don't worry about it, you're probably fine. The second time they had me go in and they checked, everything is where it should be. Everything's fine. Nothing is dilated yet. So false alarms both times. But what it ended up coming down to is the fact that I'm a fucking noob at being pregnant. So I don't know what to expect or anything for that matter. So every little thing that my body does that I'm not used to is like a red flag, which I guess it's not a bad thing to be aware of your body, I guess. But I felt so dumb, especially the second time when they're like, you're fine. Calm down, it's not a big deal. All right, so for today's mask, I'm using the one I use all the time, and then I'm gonna rinse it off using this new Micellar cleansing milk from Sephora I picked up. This is in the rose scent, and it says it's ultra moisturizing and brightening, so we're gonna see how much I like this. By the way, I'm gonna look crazy for today's mask because I'm only gonna do my nose down because I'm starting to get little breakouts from all the stress I was going through last week. All right, so if you don't know what happened, which I don't know how you don't, basically Tati did a review video using the Emily Noel collaboration palettes with MUR, and it didn't go well. Now, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, Makeup Revolution is not a brand, at least not in my eyes, that is known for being consistent as far as product quality. I've used a plethora of their products before, mostly their eyeshadows and their highlighters. I love their bake highlighters. They're really, really good if you want a good drugstore highlighter. But for the most part, as far as their eyeshadows, I really have a hard time finding a eyeshadow palette from them that I truly, genuinely like all of. And as a matter of fact, I've done a video on them before a few months back talking about how they're pretty much known as the knockoff brand, because they are. If you know anything about Makeup Revolution, then you know that they do a lot of palettes or a lot of products that look really similar to products that already exist in the higher end range. But anyways, moving forward, there was another video made by someone by the name of Kiki Chanel, who is another beauty YouTuber. She has a little over 100,000 subscribers on her channel, which is pretty good. And she made a video response, a direct response to Tati's video, which I thought was very unnecessary. Now, I've watched Tati's video twice now, entirely all the way through, just to try to find reasons why people were pissed off. There is one part at the very end where Tati says this.
But for me, this first try was a little bit disappointing. I do really love Emily, and I think she does such a good job with reviews, and she's very, very honest, and I hope that she collabs again with another brand. I mean, I would have loved to have seen a ColourPop collab, to be honest, because their formula is so beautiful and just stunning, and she has such a good eye for color.
That is fucked up to say, in my opinion. I would never say something like that to somebody, especially when it's something this big. This is probably a huge deal for Emily. I'm pretty sure this is the first time she's collabed on anything with any brand. I'm fairly certain. I may be wrong though. But this is a huge deal for her. And to say things like that, like, oh, you should have worked with ColourPop instead, that's fucked up. Now, this is probably like tomato, tomato, potato, potato kind of thing. But wasn't Tati the same person who was pissed off a few months back when she was getting a lot of hate because she was working with Jeffree Star? That was a collab. I mean, they did videos for each other's channels. That was a collab. And she got annoyed as fuck when anyone had anything negative to say to her about Jeffree. So to me, for her to say something like this in regards to this collaboration between MUR and Emily, it's kind of hypocritical, because how can she be mad at people for being mad about her collabing with Jeffree, but then how can she expect people to not be pissed off about her saying something like that about Emily? You know what I mean? Like, it just That's just me. Now, going back to the actual review that Tati had done, I didn't see anything in her review personally that I would have deemed rude outside of that one comment towards the end, or disrespectful, or being mean, or anything like that, quite frankly. And I thought it was kind of ridiculous when people were going after her for the colors she chose to use for her eye look. I'll get into that in a minute. But I felt like there was really nothing in that video that deserved all the hate that she was getting, because she was getting viciously attacked. People were making comments as disgusting as saying that she deserved the pain she was getting when she was going through her menstrual pains, I guess. She mentions that she has endometriosis, which I know personally is a fucking terrible thing to ever have to go through. I may have a problem with that in the future because of my PCOS. My mom has endometriosis, and it is not something I would wish on my worst enemy. It is so painful. And so I saw comments from people saying that she deserved all the pain she was going through with that because of her review of Emily's shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like I said, I personally feel like Kiki's video was very unnecessary the way it was done. When you go to watch a review from a person that you like, let's say it is Tati this time, you go and you watch her reviews because you trust her opinion and you value her opinion. I've had my qualms with Tati in the past and trusting her, but overall, she's probably one of the more trustworthy influencers there are on the platform. And with that being said, with over 4 point whatever million subscribers, a lot of people feel the exact same way. Kiki's video is basically just saying, no, fuck off, Tati. There's no way this product is as bad as you're making it out to be. There were claims that she was using shades that shouldn't be used in certain places on the eye, which makes no fucking sense to me. I mean, even watching Kiki's video, you can tell that she had to go in quite a few times with a few of the shades to get it as pigmented as she wanted it to, which is one of the things that Tati had critiqued about the eyeshadows, was that they really weren't as pigmented and you had to build them up a couple times. And then when it became time for her to use the face palette on camera, conveniently, her camera looked like it was recording, I guess, but it wasn't recording, or there was something wrong with the camera. And it just clips right to her having a full beat face, contour, highlight, blush, everything is full beat on her face. And she says, I didn't get a clip of me using it, but here you can see it doesn't look patchy whatsoever. That's not a fair review, and we're not gonna just go off of your word because we have no idea. We didn't see you applying the shades to your face, so we don't know if it took you 20 minutes, a sacrifice to Satan himself, and 5 different brushes to get it to look that good, or if it is just that good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna watch a review of a product and have it just be you having a full beat face and saying, trust me, this product is 100% good, not knowing if it truly is good because we didn't see it applied to your face directly. Which in Tati's video, we saw everything applied to her face directly. Now, regarding the comment about Tati using shades that aren't meant to be used in certain places, more specifically the comment she made about the brown shade that Tati used for whatever reason all over the lid when it's not supposed to be used on the lid, that doesn't make any sense to me, because you can use whatever color the fuck you want wherever the fuck you want in your eye. That's just the way things go. There are no rules in makeup. There's no rules in color placement on your eyes for makeup. If you can make a color work, make it work. If you want to walk around wearing only brown eyeshadow, go for it. If you want to walk around wearing only black eyeshadow, fucking go for it. If you want to walk around with ugly ass chartreuse eyeshadow only on your lids and nowhere else, that's on you. There is no designated place for color on your eye. So why she even brought that comment up and made a comment about the shades that were used in Tati's look is beyond me. Because at the end of the day, she even ends up saying that she likes the look. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this mask off using this Micellar cleansing milk, and I'll be right back. All right, so I like it so far. It does have a very like room spray-ish scent as far as rose. It's a very generic rose scent, but I like the way my skin looks as of right now. It's only my first time using it, so I have no idea if I'm gonna like it in the long run, obviously. But for a first time, I like it. Overall, this entire situation seems very dumb to me, because we watch reviews to get honest opinions on products from certain people, and everyone is going to have different opinions about all the products, let's be real. Again, had Kiki just done a video doing a review of the palettes themselves and didn't even mention Tati's video or her reviews or anything, that'd have been one thing, because it's your experience, it's how you feel about the palettes, and that's that. But for you to sit there and make an entire emergency review just because someone had a different opinion than you seems ridiculous and so extra for no reason. It's like no one is allowed to have any negative reviews when it comes to products that you think of positively, you know? And that's just dumb to me. Can you imagine how boring this entire community, well, it's already kind of boring, but can you imagine how much more boring this community would be if everyone had the same opinions about everything? Like, oh my God. And then it gets brought up that, you know, Emily doesn't deserve this. It's unfair of her to have this kind of review out there because it's a good product. And it's like, no one is sitting here verbally assaulting Emily. We're not reviewing Emily as a person. We're reviewing the product she collaborated on with a brand. Whether or not Emily is nice or a good person is irrelevant when it comes to things like this. It makes no fucking sense to even bring up how nice she is as a person, because guess what? It does nothing to help the product if the product is shit. Unfortunately for MUR, they're not a brand that is known for being consistent as far as product quality. I've used, like I said earlier, so many of their products, and I've had different experiences with all of them. And unfortunately, in my case personally, I've had more misses than hits. So quite frankly, to me personally, Tati's review is not something that's like out of the ordinary for this brand, to be honest. So I don't know, that's just my feelings about everything. I side with Tati on this one. I think Kiki's video was completely unnecessary. And she goes on to say, well, you know what, Tati put out this video to 4-point-something million people and it's a negative review and it's unfair and all this bullshit. But you didn't help anything by putting out this emergency review, basically just trying to invalidate Tati's experience with a product that you just so happen to love and like a lot. But I don't know, guys. I'm done for today ranting about this. I think it was dumb overall. The situation was so unnecessary. But leave your opinions down below. What do you guys think about everything as usual? And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.